I'm coming up on my 8th month on the patches. I can tell you almost to the day. I started on June 16th. It's kind of like when you get saved, you remember that date. I remember the date I started the patches because they've changed my life. Wow, before the patches, I used to ride dirt bikes. I used to go hunting all the time, did cowboy action shooting. I was diagnosed with a progressive MS in 2014. It progressed rather quickly. I lost a lot of things. I lost my peripheral vision. I gained a lot of weight. I had real bad muscle spasticity. I had major digestive issues. And usually, when you have one autoimmune disease, you get another. I also had RA to go along with it. And my life really sucked. I had no quality of life, couldn't really do anything, sat around in the house. And I got to say, my friend Joanne Nealis introduced me to the patches. She called me and said, "You need to try this. You don't have anything to lose." I was at a point where I didn't have anything to lose. I was researching stem cells, but they were expensive. So I tried it. And lo and behold, going on 8 months, my vision, I get checked every 3 months. My last check, I had marked improvement in my left eye, and I had no further decline in my right eye. My thyroid, I have hypothyroidism. My numbers on my tests, TSH, T3, T4, T3, what all that stuff, was always out of whack, even with medications. My thyroid tests are all normal now. Matter of fact, they reduced my levothyroxine. I've lost 42 pounds, even through the holiday season. I attribute a lot of that to the tummy protocol that I started using about 45 days into it, and my movement really changed. My spasticity is gone. I have no more medications for that. My doctor and I titrated myself off all those medications. My digestive is improving. I'm eating solid foods, doing a lot better in that department, still healing in that department. I've gone from 27 meds down to 5. My doctor didn't believe me at first, called it a transdermal patch, told me I couldn't do it because I had an overactive immune system. Whatever you do, don't do it. 3 months later, that was June, 3 months later, I walked into my appointment, and I hadn't done that in 6 years. I was in a wheelchair. I could get around the house, but if I went anywhere, I was in my chair. I don't use my chair anymore. Look at me. When I went, and they couldn't believe it. So we worked our way off the medications. I go to the grocery store now by myself. And if the husband goes, he tells me to slow down, and I'm telling him to hurry up. He just giggled. I went hunting this last year for the first time in 6 years, held a rifle, shot a rifle, climbed a deer stand, had a great experience. Went to Orlando this last year, walked over 10,000 steps a day, didn't know I could do it. The best thing that happened for me was I used the health tracker, and I wrote down the situation I was in when I started the patches, because I found it really embarrassing when I had my family or friends telling me that I wasn't shaking anymore because I didn't have the spasticity any longer. So you forget all of the things that are wrong with you until somebody else notices. I could go on and on. The fatigue went away almost, within the first week or so. My energy, I'm like an Energizer bunny now. I used to have to take a nap every day. I don't take a nap anymore. So I have nothing but good to say about these patches I used. I started with X39. glutathione, carnosine, and Eon. After 3 months, I added X49. And then I did do the tummy protocol that calls for the SP6. To this day, I still do the tummy protocol every day, and I feel great. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That I know you hear that from your friends that you introduced this technology to, is that you got your life back.
The other thing that came up for me was the friends that I FaceTime with. I didn't tell anybody about the patches for a couple months until they started asking me, what are you doing? You look so much better than you used to look, you know, and my gray hair going away and all my new hair growth. It's just amazing.
So can you tell them where you're putting your patches, why you're calling it a tummy protocol?
The tummy protocol, I put in a triangle, and I start one day with the Aeon at the point of the triangle above my belly button, SP6 on the left side, glutathione on the right. The next day I'll move it to my belly button. The third day I'll move it below my belly button, and then I start all over again. The only thing I added is I wear my X49 in that position also. So I wear my Eon X49 SP6 on the left and glutathione on the right.
That combination are what you are attributing to the shrinking in your waist, right?
That and my movement, getting out of the chair and actually being able to move and get around. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And you, of course, you said you wear the X39. Where do you put that?
I wear it on the back of my neck.
Okay. Did you say you were on 27? Now you're down to 5?
27 down to 5. I was on, for over 15 years, I was on morphine and fentanyl, and I'm off all of that.
Wow.